फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I am Surama Akashik. It's time for Team India's third match in the T20 World Cup 2024. It's going to be India versus the United States of America today. Now, USA have played really well in this tournament. They defeated Pakistan in Super Over. They defeated Canada as well. But whether they will be able to pose a tough challenge for Team India or not, that's something interesting that we'll get to see today. Also, on the other side, Team India been performing really well. They have put up a really good performance, but obviously that batting is a concern. In bowling front, they have done extremely well. So, what will happen today? Let's hear it out from Network 18 Group Sports Editor Keshanavas Rao and Taus Rizvi. Hello, Srini. Hello, Taus. Good to see you here. It's India's third match in the T20 World Cup. Now, Srini, everyone's saying it's going to be India versus mini India match. I'm sure everybody is quite excited. You know, the way Saurabh Netravalkar has trended in last few days. His India stories have trended, and Manang Patel, and you know how all these players have talked a lot about the Indian team. I'm sure it's going to be a great contest ahead. You're on mute, Srini.
Sorry. Saurabh Netravalkar has single-handedly ensured that every self-respecting techie in America would have hit cricketing nets by now. Would either be practicing how to bowl or practicing how to bat if they don't know that already. He's single-handedly responsible for raising the bar among expats, expats from the subcontinent in US. So phenomenal guy, phenomenal work there. And you talked about kind of Indians in the US squad, 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
Nitesh, Harmeet, Saurabh, the names are like
Monank.
Munank and another guy. Like the names are not just coming.
Milind Kumar.
Yeah,
Milind Kumar. Nitish
yeah.
Kumar.
So five guys from India. I mean, yes. Having said that, I'm realizing one aspect of this tournament. In 20 overs, with a pitch and in conditions that nobody is familiar with. Okay,
Yeah.
the fi- the format is such a fickle one that India just can't take any bit of any part of the tournament for granted.
Yeah.
Okay, and just the way Pakistan today will be supporting India, and for reasons that we have already seen why, in terms of the upset that US caused. I'm saying the same lies with India also. They just can't take any game, any opposition for granted, and it is and thanks to the format, which is so fickle, especially because of conditions that nobody is familiar with. Yeah, I mean, today's game, actually the weather looks good. It's bright, sunny. Expect a great run fest. Having said that, well, as I said, the format is fickle enough for anybody to spring a surprise. But it's India, and they would have gained a lot of confidence after that victory over Pakistan. That
True.
first game, again, technically not the first game, technically the second game, but that Pakistan game is again a big pressure game. You got to play the Shaheen Shahs, Afridis, the Mohammad Amirs, and the Naseem Shahs and the Haris Raufs. You've gotten through that. Now you know what kind of batter is in what kind of form. Now you know the Surya Kumar Yadav and the Virat Kohli will have to build that appetite and that
Yeah.
hunger. And now you know that kind of Rishabh Pant is looking good in that middle order. So more or less kind of what to expect from each bowler. So that way the
True.
pressure will be eased, and I'm hoping India will be a more confident team today.
Well, absolutely. Team India must be riding high on confidence after those two victories in this T20 World Cup. But that was the very first time that US will be facing India in any format. They've never faced India, and this is going to be the third and the last match for Team India in New York leg. So this is going to be pretty interesting. But if we all saw matches in this T20 World Cup, especially at Nassau County International Cricket Stadium, and those were low scoring matches. So today as well, we should hope for such kind of a match only where there'll be a low target and
Yeah, I mean it's Nassau County and it's difficult to score because the boundaries are not reaching. So I think India will be confident, but they'll be more cautious because USA coming back with back-to-back wins, especially after against Pakistan. I mean they will be high on confidence because they have nothing to lose. I mean they will be keen to go into the next round. They that will be a victory for them, like going into the next round, beating Pakistan, being the second best in the group, and India being the top side. That will be a boost for them. But overall, these guys are going to come all out because India going with that confidence, going with that back-to-back wins. Those were close games. I mean, you talk about the first
yeah,
games against Ireland, followed by the last game against Pakistan. The way they pulled out, simply amazing. But it would not have been possible without Bumrah. But then again, I wouldn't take Americans very casually or for granted because you never know these guys. Yeah, they have some guys like Saurav Netravalkar who has gained a lot of experience playing
yeah,
all around the world for from fourth division to the top division. Now where they are, like now they have also become the ODI side. I've had a chat with Saurav a long time back when he was the captain of USA in Mumbai.
yeah,
So this guy was something different. He was made. He's cut out of a different cloth altogether. Nerdy guy
yeah,
as well as an athlete makes a great combination. So that's why that could be one of the reasons that he pulled off such a beautiful super over in the last games against Pakistan. I mean, it was a tense situation, and only a guy who can absorb the pressure can bowl something like that in that particular super over. But again, so definitely India will be favorites for this game, no chance. But then the ball is not reaching the boundary. We saw exactly what happened yesterday against Pakistan. They were huffing and puffing against the side like Canada, which is not even like anyway close to USA. Forget USA. USA was still a good competition. Canada was
yeah,
nothing. But then uh, look at the ground conditions, huffing and puffing. The ball was bouncing from nowhere. I mean, it was a delight to watch that Jordan guy, the tall guy from Canadian team. What an
yeah,
over! He reminded of me of those West Indian guys bowling with those high arm action. That I want to see him bowl, in very much often, which won't happen because Canada is Canada
yeah,
and they won't be getting a lot
yeah,
of opportunities. Again, I would love to see him bowl against India, but then again, looking at the conditions, uneven conditions, good bounce. I'm enjoying the matches. You know what? I'm enjoying the matches. They are tighter. They are not bigger. High scoring games.
yeah,
They are tighter, and batsmen are finding difficult to score runs, which is a good sign in T20 cricket, which is entertainment as well. And so we have to accept
yeah.
that fact and watch this particular game with a mindset where you will see bowlers flourish, and which is something rare in T20 cricket. So for me, it's India going with as well.
There's some network issue. Taos, can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, so India will go in with a lot of confidence, but with some caution because it's America in the opposite side.
Yeah. Well, you talked about two things. You talked about, Team India's lineup and how, matches are getting tighter and tighter. The other thing you mentioned was the experience all US cricketers have. It's good to see, how Monang Patel is captaining the side. Then Saurav Netravalkar, he got an experience here in India. Nitish Kumar was a captain of Canada's national cricket team. Then he moved to the US. Now he's a part of the US national team. So all of these United States of America's cricketers, all these Americans are quite experienced in one way or the other because they have played for their home sides and then they shifted to the US. But if we talk about Team India, Srini, Indian players have the most experience in the world of cricket. They play a lot of tournaments. They play IPL, the biggest league. I just want to know from you when we see Team India players, standing in front of such teams who don't have much experience in the cricket world, uh, how these youngsters in the other teams see Team India. Because I heard from Nitish Kumar, he said that very excited to play against India. Aaron said that I'm really excited to bat against Bumrah because he's the best we have. Saurabh Netravalkar said that, there are jitters because it's gonna be India. So how these young teams see India? Ashwini, you're on mute.
Yeah. You know, if I were, so first of all, I mean, look at this US team, right? 80% of this country, 90% of this country doesn't even understand the sport, doesn't know the sport.
Hmm.
Okay. So basically, they are threatening to do well and move into the Super 8s of a tournament for a country of which 80% doesn't even understand the game, right?
Yeah,
More than 60% of, probably around 60% of the country has never heard about the sport.
yeah,
It's almost like that kind of a scenario. So
yeah.
imagine the the freedom with which these players are taking field, as against
Mm.
in India. In India, if there are 100 people, then 101 are expecting you to win all the time, right? And in the US, if there are 100 people, 90 of them don't know that the sport like this or what World Cup is happening, right? So that is the difference between the two sides and how they're being cheered or how they're being kind of backed. So from that standpoint, there's no pressure in America except to go there, USA, except to go there and enjoy. I mean, Saurabh Netravalkar bowls 4 overs to Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Even if this doesn't go anywhere, he will still take a picture of that and hang it on the wall in his Oracle office, and that will be a memorabilia of a lifetime for him, right?
Yeah,
And Saurav has, so for, see, I was actually, that he there was that Instagram video of Saurav that went viral after that win over Pakistan, the one he's in which he's playing the ukulele, right?
yeah.
And he's singing that beautiful Marathi song, and that thing went viral, obviously, because he's such a good singer. But then what occurred to me was, for Saurabh, you know, coding is what he does for a living. Software is what he does for a living, right? And then everything else that he does in life is for the joy of doing it. So he
Right.
plays the ukulele for the joy of, kind of whatever, playing an instrument. He plays cricket for the joy of playing a sport. And
Yeah,
it is these simple joys that are now suddenly converting him into a hero of sorts among, the tech, especially in the techie world and the cricketing world, kind of. So this is like a coming together of a very different universe, and for them it's all about enjoying that moment. So they have nothing to lose in this at all, at all. Whatever they gain from here is a win-win. As I said, even if Saurabh weren't to win this match against India, he will still have a takeaway from this game. So the pressure is obviously on India, because you are expected to win, and obviously this is the one sport where you kind of tend to make news globally. So obviously you will be expected to win. So that's where I see, kind of. The India, and that's where I said at the start, maybe that pressure is reduced a bit after they won the way they won against Pakistan. So now they know a bit of the do's and the don'ts. On paper, India may do well. India may cover their tracks well and stop the USA. See, both are coming into this game undefeated, right? And
yeah,
that again, once again, reminds us how fickle this format is, right? The world's
yeah,
number one team can go into the third match undefeated, and cricket's newest incoming team can go into the third game undefeated. That speaks
yeah.
volumes of the format that is at play. Now, having said that, the funny thing is, having gone into the US will be like looking to spring a surprise, and India will be
Yeah,
stopping themselves, or rather fearing, hoping that they don't spring a surprise. In
yeah,
that lies the entire canvas this game has to offer. And well, I mean, on paper, see, okay. One more point I have to make. I mean, this is what I was talking about. So no matter how confident India is going into this game, they have those two wins under their belt. But I would like to reiterate now and once again before this game gets underway. Ours is not the best combination. It's likely that we may go into the game with an unchanged squad. We will go with the exact squad that played against Pakistan, which means it's likely that we will play a Jadeja and an Aksar as once again both of them, right? And we know what Jadeja kind of brought to the table in that earlier game. Too much of a monotony, too much of kind of similar skill sets, which really don't add. But again, you don't have a choice, and in that, I'm saying that on paper, it's not a perfect 11. It's not anywhere close to a perfect 11, and that we as followers of the game will have to keep in mind. India may do well for a variety of reasons. That's a different thing. But the truth is that the squad is not perfect.
Well, that's true. We'll go to our viewers and we'll take their comments. But before that, Sahil, this is one match where not only the Indian fans, the US fans will be sticking to their TV screens, but also Pakistanis because they want US to lose their two matches, one against India and their last match as well, because they are at a place where they would want to qualify for the Super 8s, but it's looking very difficult for them right now because US might win their last match and qualify for the Super 8s. So now tell me how interesting this capricious tournament is going to be.
So it's already very, very interesting here. If you see the associate nations, the way they have just stepped up, and this format with so many teams grouped together did feel like a drag to me early on. But now that the results have come the way they have, I think it has become very, very interesting. And all the teams just can't afford to relax because the way the weather has played its role, one result here and there could definitely impact their Super 8 qualifications. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, यार मतलब अब रहने ही दो अब उनकी बात अब छोड़ ही दो कल मतलब what was that victory and who gave this guy I'm forgetting his name Mohammad Rizwan the audacity to celebrate
Rizwan.
after that 52 ball 52 मतलब 52 गेंद पे तू 52 कर रहा है और दो हाथ तू ऐसे खड़ा कर रहा है कि बाहुबली बन गया तू आज that was that clearly they don't deserve to be in the Super 8s. I am rooting for USA. I want them to beat Ireland. I want them to qualify for the Super 8s. Not because I'm a big fan of USA cricket, because I'm a big fan of the players who are part of the USA setup. Players who I've
Right.
covered very closely when I was like starting out in my career. Harmeet Singh happens to be my first print byline. So he will always remain very close to my heart. He was my first print byline, and that story unfortunately was a spot fixing scoop जहाँ वो बेचारा था भी नहीं और वो फंस गया था and his reputation was tarnished for a couple of years because of his alleged involvement which wasn't even there. So, there are certain stories with all these players. Milind, Harmeet, Smith Patel isn't playing. I was hoping that he would play this World Cup, but he had a life-threatening accident before these qualifiers actually got underway. So, very, very special stories in the USA camp. And Pakistan, I don't really want them to qualify. Too much negativity. मतलब वो पाकिस्तान इस टाइम वो फैमिली का फूफा है जो आके गरम आइसक्रीम मांगेगा जलेबी बोलेगा मेरे को ठंडी चाहिए नाक मुंह चिड़ा रहेगा वो डाइट की बात करेंगे और आजम खान भाई साहब वहां पे हॉट डॉग काट के पास खड़े होकर 3-3 बर्गर खाएंगे ऐसे नेगेटिविटी नहीं चाहिए अपने को वर्ल्ड कप आईसीसी ने बहुत नेगेटिविटी दे दिया इस वर्ल्ड कप के अंदर अब एक पाकिस्तान नहीं चाहिए वी वांट अ गुड हैप्पी वर्ल्ड कप टू गो टू द कैरेबियन we want a good Super 8. I'm really looking forward to the Super 8 stage primarily because of the conditions there. The grounds look good. They look very beautiful for a change in the West Indies. The conditions are good. Australia-England game was an absolute treat to watch. Adam Zampa picking 4 wickets last night again. So it's going to be a very good Super 8 leg of the tournament. So please Pakistan को बोलो न्यूयॉर्क से फ्लाइट कटा के अपना लाहौर रावलपिंडी दुबई जहाँ इनको जाना है जाए वेस्ट इंडीज ना आए नहीं चाहिए अभी
हाँ, इस समय तो किसी को नहीं चाहिए और जिस तरीके से पाकिस्तान ने खेला भी है अपना ग्रुप स्टेज लग नहीं रहा है कि वो सुपर 8 के लिए क्वालिफाई कर पाएंगे बिकॉज हमने काफ़ी ज़्यादा बातचीत करी ताउस और श्रेणी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका इस टीम में किस तरीके की क्रिकेटर्स हैं क्या क्या एक्सपीरियंस है उन सब के पास और वो क्या लेकर आ सकते हैं इट्स गोना बी अ ट्रीट टू ऑल आवर आइज टू सी हाउ यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका's bowlers will perform against team India and with that let's move to our viewers. They have quite a few questions for all of you. So let's take all those questions one by one. Let's begin with the first one. First up, we have a question from Dukal. रोहित शर्मा ने दुबे के लिए बड़ी बात की वर्सेस पाकिस्तान हेल्पफुल पिच अब दुबे को एक ओवर नहीं करवाते हैं. सो आई थिंक ये क्वेश्चन बहुत बार आया है हमारे पास कि अगर आपको शिवम दुबे से बॉलिंग नहीं करवानी थी तो आप रिंकू को ले लेते. अगर शिवम दुबे अच्छी बैटिंग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो आप रिंकू को ले लेते. साहिल, क्या लगता है कि वी जस्ट गोइंग राउंड एंड राउंड विद दिस होल टॉपिक कि रिंकू को ले लेते, लेकिन डू यू थिंक ऐसा हो भी सकता है इस टूर्नामेंट में?
हो सकता था, डेफिनेटली हो सकता था, बट अगेन कैप्टन हैड हिज ओन चॉइसेस, चेयरमैन ऑफ मेंस सिलेक्शन कमिटी हैड हिज ओन चॉइसेस, एंड शिवम दुबे दे थॉट इज गोइंग टू बी दैट अंबती रायडू काइंड ऑफ पिक ड्रॉप. एक सिलेक्शन ऐसा रहता है हर वर्ल्ड कप में, रायडू, विजय शंकर, अभी ये लास्ट 19 के अंदर आप 3 विकेट कीपर लेके गए थे. कोई ना कोई सिलेक्शन कमेटी कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा करती है कि आप 10 साल बाद भी याद करोगे, हाँ इन्होंने ये किया था. सो प्रॉब्ली दुबे रिंकू situation reminds me of one of those situations, will probably remind me after 10 years also. But Shivam Dube is not suited for New York kind of pitches. He's not your out and out seam bowling all rounder. He's more of your cutter फेंकेगा, variation फेंकेगा, maybe West Indies में आपको बॉल डालता हुआ दिखे. But these conditions need proper skill with the ball, which is Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya, full stop. There is no other all rounder in the country right now. शिवम दुबे को बहुत कोशिश की कई लोगों ने हार्दिक पांड्या 2.0 बनाने की, वो 0.12 भी नहीं बन सकता यार. हार्दिक इज अ प्रॉपर फास्ट बॉलर. We fail to understand the fact that he's a very skilled fast bowler. He can move the ball both ways, has a good slower one, nasty bouncer, yorker, can bowl in the death. He's a proper fast bowler. So Shivam Dube is at max your 1 over 2 over filler, and that filling role will only happen, this is my observation, will only happen if India bench one of the seamer, which probably would be Mohammad Siraj. Kuldeep Yadav comes in, and then probably आपको हार्दिक और दुबे के अंदर वर्कलोड शेयर होता हुआ वेस्ट इंडीज में दिख सकता है. न्यूयॉर्क के अंदर बादल काले हैं, मॉइस्चर है, मॉर्निंग स्टार्ट है, यू नीड बॉलर्स हु कैन मूव द बॉल, सीम से हरकत हो. हार्दिक इज योर ओनली बॉलर. और रिंकू अगर नहीं है, दैट्स अनफॉर्चुनेट. रिंकू विल रिमाइंड अस अगेन probably on the tour of Zimbabwe in July why it was the missed opportunity, and I hope 29 जून तक इंडिया अलाइव रहे, वरना रिंकू की हर नॉक जिम्बाब्वे के अंदर हमें उस दर्द का आगाज कराएगी कि हमने कितनी बड़ी गलती करी थी इसको ना खिला के. It's unfortunate that he's not playing, but I also understand the logic with which they are going, because since that Asia Cup selection they have emphasized on batting depth, bowling variety. That is why Shivam Dube is there. They want more options. More options.
With that, Taz, do you see any changes in the 11 for today's match against the US?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. There should be, and they won't do it normally. They won't do it normally. I would have preferred Sanju Samson coming in and getting that place in of Shivam Dube. But for now, I mean that will really drastically lower his confidence going into West Indies. Again, as I said before, or maybe we have been speculating that Dube has been taken for a certain role, that is to whack the spinners, and now spinners are not operating here, nor they have any role to play exactly, except an Akshar Patel, who's a flatter trajectory bowler who doesn't do much, turn the ball much. But yeah, I would have preferred Samson, some good exercise, some good practice before, whenever needed. In West Indies, Samson, that would have boosted his confidence. One couple of more matches to go in America. But yeah, if there is a thing to rest Shivam Dube, that can also be a great thing, asking Dube to take a rest and pull up his stocks in West Indies, because that is where he belongs right now. Sanju Samson, they can ask Sanju Samson to come and take guard, start whacking those bowlers, because you need that depth. You need a strong middle order, which Sanju Samson provides. He's a good fielder as well, but he's also a calculative batsman, knows how to judge the length of the ball. A perfect technically right batsman, which is needed in these kind of conditions right now, where you have to be not just a whacker of the ball, somebody who has to just go out there and start hitting from ball one. You have to be a smart cricketer, and Sanju is not a bad cricketer. He's a smart cricketer. He can do it.
Okay. Well, sports fan, I think Taus and Sahil both answered the concern that you had put up in the comment section. You talked about Dube, and both have mentioned, why Dube is in the 11 and what change Team India can do if they want to do any change. With that, thanks a lot, Taus, for joining with us. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We'll see you in another live. And till then, we'll continue with a couple of more questions that we have. Can we have the next question, please? Matthew Hindley saying, I would like to know, you, the hosts, think the low scoring pitch in New York would benefit India and their experience, or the US and their carefree naivety? Sri, what do you think? And Matthew's from Canada saying, enjoying the pre show. Thank you so much. And Srini, over to you.
Carefree naivety. I mean, yeah, carefree naivety in a high pressure tournament. Carefree naivety always helps. Because that's what keeps you out of the whole pressure cooker situation. So again, that's why at the start of this conversation I was saying that the um, US is going to come into this game with absolutely no pressure, and India is going to come with double the pressure because again, the whole scare of losing to a squad which is like playing its first World Cup ever. That pressure will be playing on their head. So that having said that, it for any newcomer, it's like I explained at the start of this conversation why US and any of these players in their squad will be looking to enjoy the game. For them, it's like as I said, Saurav Netravalkar's example I gave for him, outside of what his profession is, which took him to America, which is software, coding, etc. Outside of that, everything that the boy has done has been part of the enjoyment. This thing is he plays that instrument, the ukulele. That's joy for him. He plays cricket. That's joy for him. So the World Cup is mainly an extension of what you love doing, and that's why it's a great time to have fun. Now, having said that, um, India obviously is a very strong team. Or even if they are not carrying a perfect 11, they are far away from the mark. They've made some wrong choices in terms of the squad that they've carried, both the 15 and the possible 11 that they're going to play, which is obviously the way I see they will have to repeat the 11 that played against Pakistan. And in that, I don't see them having much of a choice to kind of wriggle and make space for anything different. So in that, they're still good against a squad like a USA. But are India good given the ecosystem that they are and what they can afford to carry? That they are not. So that's where the difference lies. Yes, kind of, I'm all for underdogs, and I'll be hoping, kind of that US continues to have its share of fun. But that's it. India are too strong. I mean, I before this there was a question on Shivam Dube. Um,
Yeah.
I honestly, when I was watching him in that game versus Pakistan, I felt bad for him. I really felt bad for him. Poor guy, like, he dropped that catch, that pressure was showing. I mean, but before that, even when he came to bat, he was looking so out of place. He just couldn't connect. He just didn't know where his off stump was. He was looking completely out of place. And unfortunately, yes, I mean, a good IPL player, but from a World Cup standpoint, what is it that is required of a cricketer is the temperament. And I think that's where Shivam is too kiddish right now, like a bacha. And unfortunate, but now you have picked him, you have brought him here. Now, come on, don't go after his life. Just give him his space. Allow him to kind of settle down. The more you
Yeah.
put pressure on him, the more he'll kind of, try to do 50 different things, and the more he's kind of going to. But so the easier thing to do is just let him be. And I agree with the suggestion where could India consider Sanju Samson in one of these places? Because it's not like you made full use of your bowling arsenal. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a chance that you may not make it, but then yeah, there are other matches also coming up. So again, India have that cushion. There are other matches coming. But having said that, there is a good chance that they can play Sanju and see how does that fit in the batting cog, in the batting wheel. How does that cog fit? Other than that, well, I don't see much experiments waiting to be done. And well, as I said, the pressure will be on India.
Well, pressure will be on India because they have the experience at their side. They have won two matches, and they have the cricketers who play in almost all the tournaments. They play in the biggest league. They have great experience, and that's where Matthew asked this question: whether it'll be experience winning the match today or it'll be carefree naivety. Srini explained it pretty well. But as of now, the updates that we are getting today, Monang Patel is missing the clash and he's replaced by Aaron Jones. And India have won the toss and they have opted to field. Sahil, this one change in the US side and India's decision to field. How do you see it against the US?
And they should have opted to bat first. They should have taken the braver call because conditions weren't ideal to bat on this track. So you could have gone the bold way against US, challenge your batsmen, expect the likes of Virat Kohli, Suryakumar Yadav to be amongst the runs because you want them to be in good nick before the final game against Canada in Miami, and then the caravan moves to West Indies. So should have batted first, but now that they're bowling, and have they made any changes, India, to the 11?
I'm just...
I just got the squad. 1 second.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No changes.
No change.
No change.
Yeah, everyone is playing.
Yeah.
So same old template. The bowlers will go, and these bowlers are class. Yeah, they are like world class for even the promising and the fearless USA batters which we have seen. So unfortunate again. Yeah, Milind Kumar is not playing. I wanted to see him back today. He's still not playing. They continue to back the wrong Kumar because his name starts with Nitish. So has to be. Nitish Kumar is very relevant and in currency these days. But again, India should have batted first. Now that they are bowling, I think good for Arshdeep. More than Siraj, I'm more interested in Arshdeep because you won't be able to play 3 fast bowlers in the Caribbean. That's how I see it. Because by the Super 8, the tracks and the square would have tired out. So Arshdeep and Bumrah, if they're bowling bulk of their overs as the 2 seamers, they have to be in top rhythm. Bumrah is. Arshdeep started well, had an expensive over, the final over which he bowled, couple of boundaries he conceded there. So should start well, should end well, because you want him to be firing on all cylinders if India bench 1 seamer and play an extra spinner in Kuldeep in West.
Okay. Well, as far as the updates are concerned, Monang Patel is missing this clash because of a niggle. Aaron Jones confirmed that during the toss. And, a fun thing, I was just reading that how Rohit Sharma and Suryakumar Yadav once played with Saurabh Netravalkar and Harmeet Singh. On the other side, Rishabh Pant and Virat Kohli played with Milind Kumar. So all these guys were having great time before the match. They were sharing a few things on the ground, laughing, chilling together. It's going to be a great clash in New York today. Let's see what will happen. Srini said that, it's always great to see underdogs coming up and, winning matches. But whether that'll happen today against India or not, that's something to watch out for. It's going to be India versus the United States of America. Live action will begin at 8 p.m. IST. And you all guys stay tuned with Cricket Next for the live scorecard. Thanks a lot, Srini and Sahil, for joining with me. And let's hope for a great clash.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।